Now, as we've just been hearing, Guernsey LGBTQ charity, Liberate, has been given a grant of £21,250 by the Guernsey Community Foundation. This means that voluntary member Ellie Jones can now be appointed in a newly paid coordinator role for 1 year only. So, what will that money achieve? I caught up with Ellie earlier today.
The new role is to employ myself, and it's to complete a multitude of projects that we've had planned over the next, probably would have taken us sort of 5 to 7 years to complete them, and hopefully we'll be able to get the majority of them done, or at least 90% on the way within the year of the role, and then volunteers will be able to continue it from there on in.
Given that you're already part of Liberate, what's the benefit now of having this coordinator role then?
It just means that we get to push forward so much quicker with everything that's really important to our community and is standard in elsewhere in the UK. So things from police liaison officers, we can help to coordinate healthcare that's specific to LGBT community. There's so much we don't do or never have in Guernsey that needs, starting, and we're pushing against an open door, but it's the time. It's just the whole role will create us time.
Martin Gave, the former chair of Liberate, actually spoke up and said that this role should have been advertised. Do you see where he was coming from?
Oh, I completely see where Martin was coming from. Unfortunately, Martin wasn't really involved in the process of the grant application, and the strategic grant that we applied for was always specifically applied for to employ me. That's how we applied for it, and we were only issued it on the condition that it was myself that took the role and that I was ready to start. Otherwise, we pretty much wouldn't have got the grant.
And do you feel, from your perspective, having all this prior knowledge is going to help you in achieving that, rather than employing somebody who perhaps, wasn't there from the very beginning?
Oh, for sure. I don't think it would have been, and I think this is where the Community Foundation came with that view, is that nobody could step in that role and do it within the time frame if they weren't involved already. So yes, it's it's a great advantage for us, and it's a great advantage for the community in general. We see it as.
You mentioned briefly, but outline some of the main things that you'd like to achieve within this year.
The main ones and most important for us are education. So we'd like to create an education programme to help with homophobic bullying. Mostly for teachers, etc. So we'll be looking for corporate sponsorship to continue that in the future. We'll be bringing in outside help, obviously, because we're not specialists in that. We're going to develop a support system for LGBTQ people within the island, from youth through to adulthood, creating sort of regular social days, clubs, groups, events, etc. We'd like to ensure that there's role models and visible role models and allies within the community, and mainly for the youth, so that they've got people that they can see that are out there, and it makes them feel more comfortable about themselves. We're going to develop strategies to help with the specific needs of the older generation of the LGBT population and their care as they get older. We obviously will be organising a lot of fundraising events. We've got Channel Island Pride coming up this year, and we've got the Exhibitionist Ball this weekend, if anybody's attending. We'll be putting in place, or trying to put in place, training programs on inclusive care within HSSD and working with them. We want to set up LGBTQ liaison officers within the police and prison services. We're going to engage the community a lot in events, have a more visible presence in general. We need to develop sort of our online resources. We've grown so quickly that all of our websites are a little bit clunky, and we have great social media and great interaction, but a lot of people, their only outreach within the community is that they feel comfortable with is via the internet and behind a screen. And we had over 9,000 unique hits on our website last year, so it shows you the amount of people that are out there looking for that information. Obviously, we'll continue all of our liaisons with the government, pushing through same-sex marriage and discriminatory laws. I'm sure, as you can see from the list as I'm going through, there's a lot to be done. And within sort of the 2 years that we've been around, we've been able to maybe do 2-3 sort of projects each year. And this will allow us to do the equivalent, as I said, of 5 to 7 years' work, hopefully within 12 months. So.
You were talking about some of your strategies dealing with the HSSD. Do you expect there to be any kinks along the way, given that a whole host of new candidates are about to be elected in the general election?
We expect kinks along all the way, but not only from an understanding point of view. And I think once you speak to people and explain to them that the care that these people need, people don't go to see HSSD, whether it's, mainly for transgender issues. They go because they're at a point where they need help, and the healthcare service has a duty of care to help people. And they've been really open with us and really good, and we hope that continues. And it's one of the biggest things on our list it's first on my list to attack, shall we say?
So you'll be speaking as soon as you find out which candidates will be representing HSSD. You'll be speaking to them and try to give them an understanding of where you're coming from.
Yep, that's my first job on Tuesday morning.
Ellie Jones from Liberate.